Alright, so welcome back and thank you for joining me for another one of these videos, and hopefully you're learning something from the tutorials. In this video we're going to be kind of taking a look at another revolved part. One of the more important things to remember is that how you set it up. One of the things I like to do just to make things easier is that I like to always adjust my axis to the longest, tallest dimension of my center line. So that's what I'm going to do first, and that's my kind of pro tip for this video. Alright, let's jump right into it and get it started. So while we're in Inventor, let's go ahead and take a look at determining what units we're going to use for this one. And in this one, I am going to use the inches. So I'm going to switch over to the inch tab here, and then I'll choose the standard inch IPT file. So I'm just going to double click on that. And as always, we're going to give Inventor a little bit to load up and get ready to go. So once Inventor is ready to go, one of the first things we're going to do is go ahead and pick a sketch. So I'm just going to start here and we're going to create a 2D sketch. Now, since this one is going to revolve around the y-axis, it doesn't matter which one of these planes that I'm going to select. And since it gives me a choice of that nature, I'm just going to go ahead and select the XY plane. Alright, so once I have this selected, I'm going to start with the line command. And I'm going to create a vertical line. I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to go up. You'll also notice that there's an icon near my cursor that is showing that that is the direction of vertical. So in this terms, vertical is vertical. So while I'm pointing this thing up, I'm going to type in that long number, or the tallest number of my center line, and I'm just going to type in 25, and go ahead and hit enter. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is this. I'm zooming out. I'm going to put this midpoint on the center point, and I'm going to do that with the coincidence constraint. So coincidence, go find the green dot, select that green dot, and then select the yellow dot. Next, I'll go ahead and select my circle here. Sorry, not my circle, my line here. And go ahead and move that to the center line. Alright, so at this point, now I have things kind of created the way I want them. I'm going to start with my circle here at the bottom. So I'm going to go with a circle. I'm going to click somewhere along this line. And then I'm going to click on this endpoint. Next, let's go ahead and give this circle a dimension. So I'll select dimension here. Go ahead and tell it what dimension it is, and it is a diameter dimension in this case, and that number is going to be 3. I'm going to draw a line going straight down from this quadrant. So I'm going to get a yellow dot at this quadrant, and I'll come straight down to here. And then I'm going to stop where it lines up here at the bottom. I'll click here, and then I'll go over, and then I'll kind of start sketching out the rest of my shape. So I'm just going to go here, and then go over here, and then go up. Alright, so now that I have this kind of created, let's go ahead and trim this. And let's use the trim. Trim around here, and then here. Let's go ahead and put some dimensions on here. So I'm going to go a dimension from this center line over to here. And this number is going to be 7. Alright. You can also see that it lost this constraint here when I did the trim. So what I'm going to do in order to put that back is I'll choose coincidence, choose this center dot here, and then this line here. I'll go ahead and put a tangent on this line and then this one. And if it gives me that as an OK, that'll be fine. And let's see, one of the last things I need to do is that I can go ahead and kind of finish building the rest of this. Let's go to dimension from here, going up. And this number is going to be set to 3. We can tell it that we have a dimension coming from this center line to this line here. And this number will be 6. Alright, we got 2 more dimensions, and most likely they're going to be the ones that are down here. So I have to tell it where the center of this circle is, and I'm going to kind of wait a little bit before I do that part. Let's keep climbing and building this up a little bit. I know that there's a dimension to this top line, and that dimension is going to be 4, so I'm going to select this line. in this endpoint, go ahead and click this dimension and tell it that it's going to be 4. Kind of still working my way up here to the top. Is that I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. Let's go ahead and put that line somewhere along here. I could use the fillet command in this case, but I think I'll go ahead and use an arc. So I'm going to use an arc, and just a regular 3-point arc. I will select this endpoint somewhere along this line and not the midpoint of it, and then somewhere along here. You can already see I did get a tangent constraint that automatically happened up there. If you didn't get that tangent constraint, go ahead and use it here. Let's go ahead and trim this off. Give it a dimension, which has a radius of 1. And then I'm going to give this the height that I need it to be. But before I do that, I also have another one of these arcs at the top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and place that one there, since I actually know where that's at. That one I will use the fillet command to create. So I'll draw a line from here, going across, and then I'll go up. Alright. The dimension that goes across here has got to be sitting at 4. So let's use dimension, select this line to this line, and tell it that this number is 4. I'm going to give it its distance from this endpoint to that one. So let's choose this endpoint and then this endpoint for our dimension. Tell it that that number is going to be 11. And unlike what I did at the bottom, I will go ahead and show you how to use the fillet command just in case if you want to use that. So here's the fillet. Set your radius at 1 and then select the 2 lines that you want to create that fillet with. Now you see that this is kind of some of the reasons why I'll kind of adjust and not use the fillet command, but this is okay for right now because we haven't put our dimension on this line here. So you can see that mine is a little jagged. Let's go ahead and put that dimension from this line to this one. And that number should be 6. And then we're finally here at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and use another type of arc. I'm going to use a center point arc. Right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and select the center point. And what I'm going to do is track off of that point here. Click there. There's where my arc will start. And then it's going to end somewhere here. Alright, to make this a little bit more, let's go ahead and use a coincidence again and select this endpoint to that one. Let's go ahead and put a tangent on this line to this one. And now we can come back down and deal with our one dimension here that we need. Right? We need this center to be on this endpoint. So I'm going to add a coincidence from this center to that endpoint. If I take a look down here at the bottom, it is fully constrained. So at that point, I'm just going to zoom out. Everything looks great. I'll finish sketch. Kind of zoom back a little bit more, just so you can see the revolve when it happens. Select revolve. Give it a second. It already has the profile selected. It's finding the axis now. Everything is great. And it looks exactly like the way I like it. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hit the OK button. And this one is completed. Right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I got more to come, so stay tuning in, and please keep sharing and subscribing, and also leave me a comment if there's anything that you want me to explain further, or you want to see me do more videos like this. Alright, so thank you for watching, and please tune in for the next one.